Hey, how's it going today? I'm Skitty Beans, and today we are going to be watching the best horror moments in nature. And this is from our favorite Casual Geographic. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I don't know what all this is going to entail, but I'm looking forward to it. Also, if you do have any recommendations for me, I'm always happy to take them. I'm always happy to see some recommendations too. Because there's lots of videos out there. So if you do have any recommendations from any other channels or maybe something from Casual Geographic that's one of your favorites that I haven't done yet, just leave them in the comments below. So I always appreciate everybody's recommendations. So keep them coming and thank you so much. If you do get a chance, I'd appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a bunch. And as always, I have Casual Geographic's video linked in the description below. So be sure to go and follow him and like his videos, watch his videos, give him lots of support because we really like him over here. All right, let's get into it. Oh. Oh,
Aura.
he didn't want the meat. He wants a different kind of meat. Oof.
You've heard the word, even if it was after the brain rot brigade ruined it for everyone. The definition of aura is not important, it's the feeling. It's commanding an entire room without speaking. It's when your name is spoken, it demands respect. Man, look, we don't even need this intro. You know what aura is.
True. This is so true. Facts.
Captain America wielding the hammer of Thor, aura. Steph Curry having an entire building watching him shoot. Except for Steph Curry, aura. Experts advising tourists against even saying this bear's name for their safety, aura. Animals can have it too, and when you talk about aura, this bear might just be the mascot. This is bear number 122, but he's mainly known as the boss. He's a
The boss. Man, he is beautiful though. Oh, he looks cool. He's huge though. This is a big boy, big boss.
700-pound walking boulder of a bear and the most dominant grizzly in Banff National Park in Alberta. He's your biggest predators.
I thought he said Banff. 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 I mean, Banff probably explains him better.
Biggest predator, as the boss has been recorded catching, murking, and eating other bears. In fact, one of the first times he ever was seen was while feeding on a recently expired black bear, or at least what was left of him, and officials had to close down the Sundance Canyon Trail until he was done. He's like the carnivore conductor, everyone has to follow his timing. He's always the last bear to hibernate, but the first one up. He has a home range of about 1,000 square miles, and like Genghis Grizzly, boss is believed to have fathered 70% of all the bears in Banff. Brother.
Oh wow, 70%. That's a lot. He busy. That's a busy bear. Very busy. Yup.
Bear was going to work, but unfortunately, with every job, eventually you retire, and one day, boss tragically hit a train and was put down. The train, that is. Yeah, this walking plot armor survived being struck by a train twice. Mind you,
Twice? He got hit by a train twice. Oh my gosh.
Trains are the #1 killer of all wildlife in Banff, and boss regularly uses the tracks as a buffet line to feed on spilled grain, as well as the carcasses of other animals that weren't strong enough to survive what he walked off twice. The definition of aura is a bear covered in oil from hours spent eating off the same tracks that should have killed him. But this
Gosh, that is so crazy. He's gorgeous though. He is a gorgeous looking bear. Death can have me when it hurts me. The boss probably. Oh man, yeah. I bet that is exactly how he lived.
This God of War grizzly doesn't just not fear death, he straight up disrespects it. According to Parks Canada mapping, boss regularly crosses high-speed, heavy traffic highways like Trans-Canada, and yeah, in case you were curious, that's another leading cause of bears getting disqualified from life. And that's not the only way he disregards death. Believe it or not, if there was something less than nothing, bears would want that to do with us. The best way to avoid a bear is to make enough noise to give the bear a chance to avoid you, and mother bears will actually den closer to people, knowing that'll keep baby aborting males away. Which means, ironically, some bears choose the man. Boss chooses himself. Bear
Oh my gosh, that is so wild. That is crazy.
away.
I mean, like that makes sense like for them, but boss is built different.
Which means, ironically, some bears choose the man. Boss chooses himself. Bear 122 is a common visitor of compost around Banff, and he even forced the town to put up a 9,500-volt electric fence just to keep him from raiding the landfills.
Oh my god. Well, would that even affect him? Considering, I mean, bro got hit by a train twice. Like, would that even phase him or even get his attention?
There's also that time you had Boss breaking into backyards just to eat from fruit trees. So of course the only option was to cut down the trees. The thing is, Boss was never known to be aggressive to people. To be fair, that's also true for most bears that are alive. But my theory is, he knows damn well we can't do a thing about him. Boss is a whole anime protagonist with predatory hardware, so you shouldn't be surprised that he has his own villain. One day, wildlife photographer John E. Marriott seemingly saw Boss at his worst. He could barely move, he had chunks taken out of his face, and for the first time, he had gotten got. And the most likely culprit, yeah, that would be this guy, Split Lip.
Split lip. Oh my gosh. Damn. Yo, I guess at some point a bigger, younger one was gonna come along. Side note, I really like his shirt, A Menace to Society. I really like his shirt. It's very fitting.
He had gotten got. And the most likely culprit, yeah, that would be this guy, Split Lip. Split Lip, or Bear 136, was another mountain of a bear in Banff, and Boss's #1 op. They even have the same Ursicidal tendencies. In 2015, his tracking collar stopped working, and researchers looking for it were met with Split Lip's discarded collar and a mostly eaten grizzly corpse that wasn't Split Lip. They've been running fades for years, and with both being at least over 20, this beef's likely been marinating over a decade. And with
Oh, okay, so they were like roughly the same age then, but like, oof, they just don't get along. Do most male bears not really get along with each other? Because like, are they like mainly like solo lone wolf type deal animals?
With Boss estimated at 28, he proves one thing: beware the old man in a profession where men die young. In fact, even his name is dangerous. Just not in the way you think. You see, when you name an animal, you're basically personalizing them. It's one thing to do it to a dog. It's a different game for a 700-pound wild Rottweiler. It turns animals into celebrities, and if you think someone's not logic deficient enough to risk it all for a Boss selfie, yeah, bison is more than a goodbye.
That's true. That is very true. I think that is definitely one of our faults, right? Is like we always add like a humanizing characteristic to a lot of animals, like even something as simple as just naming them, yeah, totally get it.
It's enough for experts to caution against saying his name out of fear that he might literally gain too much clout for his own good. Think about it. This bear's aura is too strong to have a name. But there's more than one kind of aura, even in the animal world. You ever get that new kid in class that everyone just rocks with? Like the popular kids, the teachers, he can make nice with half the school by lunch. That's that charismatic aura, and this is the picture of it. The story goes, a couple lost their dog while hiking in Kamchatka. Remind me to tell you why that's important later, and they fired up a drone to try and find him. Oh, they did. They found him, traveling with 3 bears. There's a lot to unpack here. Number 1, bears don't live in packs, thank the natural order for that, but that means this husky had the stones to pull up on a mother bear with cubs and didn't get sent to dog backwards.
That is wild. Okay, so that answers my question. But oh my gosh, how does stuff like this even happen? I mean, I love this. It's actually kind of wholesome, but this is wild.
Order for that, but that means this husky had the stones to pull up on a mother bear with cubs and didn't get sent to dog backwards. Not to mention, there are wolves in Kamchatka, meaning bears already have a predilection of canine prejudice. But speaking of Kamchatka, not only does it flex the highest density of brown bears on Earth, the constant fresh supply of salmon means they're one of the few animals alive that could maul a grizzly. So I'm not exaggerating, this dog chose the biggest land predators on the planet and adopted them. Yeah, he adopted them. You can tell they're just barely tolerating him. Whole time the husky's having the time of his life. Does this look familiar? I'll give you a hint.
I'm making waffles.
And I just know.
Oh no, it's like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, the fact that they're just like, I guess, tolerating him though. I mean, this is actually kind of great in a way. I mean, at least hopefully this doesn't have a bad ending.
It was the mom telling the cubs ignore him and he'll go away that got him here. That's the real reason she doesn't suplex his world. Because then she'd be admitting she was wrong. There's no report the couple got their dog back, but I don't think that's not their dog no more. Especially since if I had a nickel for every time a drone caught a dog breaking bear boundaries, I'd have at least 2 more nickels than I woke up with. Oh, and it's more than just dogs. In 2018, a Polish farmer lost one of his cows, and for 2 months straight, she was unaccounted for. That is, until she was caught posted up with a herd of wild, untamed bison.
Oh my god. She ended up hanging out with bison. Oh, I love this story too. This is great. Oh my gosh.
could make the joke here, but I don't want to give guidelines a chance. So
Oh,
hopefully the
no.
comments do it for me. In 2016, another drone captured a pod of beluga whales that had adopted a single lone narwhal. Just for reference,
Oh my
narwhals are painfully
gosh.
shy, people-fearing, eternally introverted anxiety whales that could genuinely get past tense by a panic attack. But as of 2022, he's been
I didn't know that they were that sensitive. Oh wow. And now they're hanging out with a whole bunch of beluga whales. Wow. That's actually kind of sweet though.
running with the same beluga squad every year. This is Aura. Also, fun fact, Narluga hybrids are an actual thing, so maybe this is the same vibe. Probably
Yeah,
helps that despite
maybe.
resembling a sun-starved dolphin, belugas have the intimidation of a cinnamon roll. Next animal looks like a cinnamon roll, but could absolutely fold you.
The 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Drum way to dry.
You know, when I saw this video, my first thought, that golden retriever's there strictly for vibes. Come to realize that's not
I don't know. Uh, I is that like a Great Pyrenees? Aren't they like really good protectors?
a golden retriever, it's a furry grim reaper. It's a Great Pyrenees,
Oh,
a
yeah.
canine insurance policy built to run fades with wolves and bears. It's old man country strength in a canine's body. If you meet someone's Pyrenees for the first time and they're all over you, yeah, that's not affection. It's basically a vibe check and fail at your own expense, because the moment you do something they don't like to them, or God forbid someone they care about, this is Casper. He's not a ghost, but damn it if he doesn't make him. He's a 21-month-old, 85-pound cotton-tip goofball, at least according to owner John Werville.
Aw.
He lets chickens sleep on his head, he treats the sheep like family, and he's pretty outgoing for a guard dog. Until it's time to go out and be a guard dog. On November 3rd, 2022, 11 coyotes raided the farm in Georgia, and 3 managed to break into a pen. If that wasn't motivation enough, Casper also had a mate, Daisy, who was pregnant with 8 puppies. Casper knew what time it was. Casper
Oh man, I bet Casper put in some work on these coyotes.
cleared the 4-foot hog wire fence and not so gently perp walked the first 3 off the census in seconds. Casper then jumped the
Damn.
fence again, and this time went after the entire pack, and even with 5 other Pyrenees on the farm, Casper went at it alone. No backup, this was personal. Casper would disappear for 2 days, until reappearing with cuts, torn skin, and a severely injured tail that ended up getting amputated. I
Oh
showed the
my
other guys,
God.
but corpses aren't allowed on YouTube. The
Yeah, I was like, he came back and been like, you should have seen the other guy. Holy! I mean, that's a protector though, and I mean that is a protector. What a good doggo.
Casper would disappear for 2 days, until reappearing with cuts, torn skin, and a severely injured tail that
Gosh.
ended up getting amputated. I showed the other guys, but corpses aren't allowed on YouTube. The next day, people found the bodies of the decommissioned coyotes littered around railroad tracks, the carnage totaling 8 dead coyotes. If you remember how
Oh
many
my
unborn
God.
pups they pressed, I don't believe 8 was an accident. Casper would spend 2 weeks at the emergency vet and another 6 at the animal clinic to treat his wounds of war. But thanks to Samaritans donating $15,000 to his medical bills, Casper would make a
Aw.
full recovery.
That's great that he got a full recovery and people helped out. I love that. Damn, that's one badass dog though.
And in 2024, he was voted the People's Choice Pup and won Farm Dog of the Year.
Good.
Today, Casper's retired, and after single-handedly saving his entire bloodline, as he should. Next
Yeah.
animal also retired, but only after saving his entire species. Except this is the one time the aura came from stolen valor. Aura fraud is a crime, and his prehistoric plus-size pebble committed it. Giant tortoises actually used to be seasoned all over, but that changed the moment folks discovered how good turtle meat tastes. It was actually ridiculous.
No, he did not. Oh my gosh. I've never had turtle. I don't know, something about it doesn't really sound appetizing to me. But have you guys ever had turtle? Is it good? I know I've heard of like turtle soup and stuff, and I know there've been like people that were like raising turtles to eat, but me personally, I have never eaten one, and I don't think I have a desire to necessarily. I don't know that I don't. This one seems a little maybe not for me. I think I'll pass on the turtle meat.
Changed the moment folks discovered how good turtle meat tastes. It was actually ridiculous. You know, they didn't get a scientific name for hundreds of years, all because the sailors traveling with them kept eating them before they made it back to London.
Oh my god, did they oh, that was a thing. Oh, jeez. Like they didn't have anything else to eat.
It got to the point where the population of giant tortoises on Hispaniola Island was 3 males and 12 females away from getting discontinued permanently.
Oh my god, that's like nothing. They almost ate them all. Jeez. God.
They started a breeding program, but off the bat, only
Aw.
2 males were able to contribute. That was until they realized that a tortoise living in the San Diego Zoo had actually been born on Española, and DNA tests confirmed that Diego was exactly what they were looking for, and
Oh,
so recruited
wow.
him. Diego peeped the census and immediately came to his senses. He locked in. They said, "Go, Diego, go." Boy, did he ever. 3 male
Oh my
Hood Island
God.
tortoises were brought into the breeding program, and Sir Diego proceeded to score a career high in spreading thighs. Do turtles even have? Yes.
Oh my God. Tortoises have large column-like hind legs that help them move around and support their weight. So they got, yes, they have thighs. Thick thighs save lives.
With more rounds than Nick's cannon, the amorous anvil with legs spawned 900 children and fathered 40% of all the tortoises born
Oh
in the
my
program.
God. Yo, he got busy. Diego was busy.
Forever immortalizing him as a turtle who laid so much pipe he carried the species. And I do mean carry. There were 3 males, but one of them literally couldn't bump shells if their species depended on it. Either
Oh, wow. So yeah, it was just him and one other dude, and he was picking up the slack. Go, Diego, go.
that or he was one of those watching turtles. Now,
Oh
I'm
my
not a
God.
mathemacologist, but 3 males with one pulling 40% and the other contributing vibes means Diego wasn't the MVP. That turtle was E5, and logic says his
Oh.
loins were responsible for 60% of the output. But apparently Diego being a bigger, louder personality means he siphoned E5's clout, although to be fair, being named after a fucking bingo space didn't help.
Yeah, that's true. But damn, he got overshadowed. Oh man. But I mean, like, I guess good on both of them though. You know, good on both of them for I guess lack of better terms, getting it in there.
E5 was quiet, reserved, and rarely witnessed in the act. Meanwhile,
Aw.
Diego was the type to crash keratin and let the whole island hear about it. This was a turtle too, man, that went on a legendary run to save their species, which now numbers 2,300 on Española. Both
Oh,
tortoises have
that's
retired and
good.
have since been returned to their native island almost 80 years after they were first.
Oh my God, he's just trucking him like a backpack on there. That's crazy. I wonder how much he weighs. I mean, like, I don't know if this man is just very strong and he's just making it look like he's not heavy or what. I don't know, because this turtle looks heavy.
Recruited. Moral of the story, there's a lot in a name. Call a bear a boss and he'll act like one. Name a shell jockey after the spawn of Elon, you're setting both up for failure.
Yeah.
But failure's not even a concept to the next animal, because when you talk
What in the world? Is this what happens when they're done? Oh my God.
spawn of Elon, you're setting both up for failure. But failure's not even a concept to the next animal, because when you talk about aura, this guy might have won himself a life supply. This is Jacob the Ion. Ion cuz he just refuses to take the L. And earlier this year, he and his brother broke a record in the most unexpected way possible. But to really appreciate how insane this is, you need to know just how they got here. Jacob belongs to a super rare population of tree climbing lions in Queen Elizabeth National Park. What was really rare was his plot armor. In 2019, 5-year-old Jacob stepped on a wheel trap, a brutal torture device meant to bring
Oh
down
my
buffalo and
gosh.
hippos. That'd be curtains for most lions, but Jacob managed to escape, although not without sacrificing a leg. And although he was kept alive by pridemates bringing him food and rangers eventually treating his wound with antibiotics, the chances a 3-legged lion can last more than a year are low, and they were about to get a lot worse.
Oh wow. That's wild. At least they kind of like saved him though, but his little nub. Oh man. Oh gosh. I bet. I can't believe that that's the only part that got taken off though, because those chops seem like I would imagine it could have taken his whole leg.
Chances a 3-legged lion can last more than a year are low, and they were about to get a lot worse. In March 2020, 6 of Jacob's family members were poisoned by poachers and body parts
Oh,
sold on the black
no.
market. Being a tripod predator is already life on impossible mode. Doing that without a pride behind you is a for sure death sentence. Death
Yeah.
seemed even more certain because 6 weeks after that, Jacob was gored by a buffalo, gifting him a gruesome
my
puncture
gosh.
hole in his chest. Somehow Jacob survived everything, but the jihad of life didn't end there. Even
Oh my God. Jacob's like he's like a I don't wildlife war hero at this point. Damn.
hole in his chest. Somehow Jacob survived everything, but the jihad of life didn't end there. Even with brother Tibu by his side, there's one big risk with being a lion without a pride, and one night, it happened. Jacob and Tibu lost a fight with a rival group of males, and as lion culture states, all losers must be banished from the territory. Problem was, the only way out involved crossing the Kazinga Channel, a channel believed to hold the world's largest population of hippos and crocodiles, both a massive threat to an Afro Kitty's way of life.
Oh my God, oh my God, this is crazy. And then, so that was the only route that they can take, I'm assuming.
Of hippos and crocodiles, both a massive threat to an Afro
Oh my
Kitty's way of
God.
life. Jacob had already beat the odds like a Cherokee drum, but this time had to be too much. They did it. Jacob and Tibu swam nearly a mile across croc and hippo seasoned waters
Oh my
at
gosh.
night. It was the longest distance a lion has ever been recorded swimming, and in Kazinga, most don't make it past 100 meters. The brothers lasted a
Most don't make it past 100 meters, and they made it all the way. Oh my gosh, that is so impressive. I'm glad they made it though, but that is crazy.
length of 14 football fields, and the craziest part, it didn't take one try. It took 3 attempts, and one of them ended with a mysterious creature stalking them and forcing the pair back to shore. Do you know the nerve it takes to swim through a steroid lizard luncheon and a hippo pool party in the dark for 45 minutes straight while having no way of knowing if something's following you?
That sounds terrifying. I mean, that is terrifying. And it took them 45 minutes. Well, I guess probably longer than that, right? Because I mean, well, like with 3 tries, right? But I don't know. That's incredible.
What even motivates 2 lions to risk their entire lives swimming through a literal, yeah, that'd do it. You see,
Yep,
lions often mark their
probably.
territory with roaring, and after losing that crucial fight, the pair heard the sounds of lionesses and the promise of promiscuity on the other side of hell. So yeah, lioness, nah, them boys did it for the lion yash. Let's pray this lion
I mean, you know, everybody has their own motivators. Can't blame them.
gets laid, cause that DNA going to waste would be the real tragedy. Second time this video, animals went on a 2-man to save the lineage, but the next animals are the ratio of destruction hell-bent on destroying everyone else's. But if you know anything about honey badgers, you know this Oreo otter puts the aura in horrifying. The same dust weasel that sleeps off snake venom and goes 3v1 on hyenas and still solos. And there wasn't a honey menace with more aura than Stoffel. Let me tell
Stoffel. I love these names. I mean, I think honey badgers are pretty cute, but man, yeah, they are scary. They are fearless. I mean, I feel like they act like they got nothing to lose, which is the scariest, right? Like, you know, nothing scarier than something that has nothing to lose. I feel like that's them.
tell you something about Stoffel. Stoffel is disrespect in the form of a black Air Force bowl cut weasel. He's the mascot of habitual line stepping, and like IBS, you can't stop him, you can only pray to contain him.
my
He was actually
God.
found by caretaker Brian Jones, credits to the weasel distribution system, but Stoffel is like a 4-legged tornado in his home, nuking the place and daring him to do something about it. Eventually,
Oh my God, he is like a little menace. Jeez.
like a 4-legged tornado in his home, nuking the place and daring him to do something about it. Eventually, he brought Stoffel to the Mahala Animal Rehabilitation Center, and if you think being around other animals calmed this Tasmanian devil, you don't know Stoffel. There wasn't a single animal this furry thumbtack wouldn't beef with, from messing with a rhino 100 times his size, to running a fade with a serval next door, to even folding an adult
Oh my-
tawny eagle.
Oh my gosh, he's beefing with everybody. Stoffel got no chill.
No foul. He'd also harass kitchen staff and help himself to the fridge. Who was gonna stop him? And it turned out Stoffel wasn't fit to be released to the wild, so this felon ferret was here to stay. At one
Oh,
point, he dug through an
no.
electric fence and started bullying the lions, specifically chasing the male around and trying to bite his lion bits.
Oh my gosh. He's Oh, so he's just a little rampage, this little tornado.
The lions, specifically chasing the male around and trying to bite his lion bits. The lion actually grabbed Stoffel, but fun fact, honey badgers are built like a comeback, and loose skin around the neck meant he could turn around and
Oh my
bite the lion
gosh.
right back. He must have been feeling himself, because Stoffel ended up going back to the lions a second time and nearly got mauled to death, spending over 2 months in the animal hospital. And
Oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe he's just got a little too much pent up aggression or something. I don't know. This is wild.
The lions a second time and nearly got mauled to death, spending over 2 months in the animal hospital. And the first thing this monochrome crash out did fresh out was try to get it back in blood. And at this point, Brian knew he had to lock up his war weasel for his own good. And that
It's a war weasel. Yeah. I mean, I guess the third time probably maybe he got a little hurt ego, you know. So he was I guess bound to get some retribution, but god damn.
That's when things really got disrespectful. In his new enclosure, Stovall climbed a tree by a wall and got out, should have seen that coming, but then they removed all the trees by the wall. The convict spent all night bending and twisting a branch until it broke, carried it to a wall, leaned it against, and escaped again, so now all the
No way. Oh my gosh. What a little smarty. So he's smart and angry. What a good combination.
trees were out. Low diff for the Stoff. This time he dug up all the rocks in the enclosure, stacked them high enough, and emancipated himself again.
Oh
So
my
there went the rocks,
gosh.
but like a fool they left him with mud. A few mud piles later and Harry Houdini
No way. He made a mud pile to get himself out. Bro is doing too much. He's just... This is great though.
So there went the rocks, but like a fool they left him with mud. A few mud piles later and Harry Houdini humbled them again. One time someone made the mistake of leaving a rake in there. Guess what he did. At one point they thought they were bringing in a love interest named Hammy, but all they really did was literally gift him a partner in crime. Like Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Oh, it's a... he showed them the way. He showed them the way to be like, yo, we are gonna have some fun and we're gonna get out of here.
Now there was two of them. There was one night Stoffel broke into his caretaker's home via rocks to the window and even tried the door. No one got hurt, but sometimes it's about sending a message. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show it. He made it clear that every second he was behind a wall was a choice, cause there's a twist. It was all a game. The Weasel Menace had been hand-raised by humans his entire life and had imprinted on them. He wasn't going anywhere. Fun fact, honey badgers are like the mama's boys of mustelids, with pups staying with their mothers for up to 2 years.
Oh wow. That seems like a really long time for animals to stay with their parents. But he's just a big, I don't know, prankster, I guess, and just wants to play. That's kind of funny.
In fact, honey badgers are like the mama's boys of mustelids, with pups staying with their mothers for up to 2 years. As far as Stoffel was concerned, Brian was mama. So yeah, Casper was fueled by family, and Jacob's motivation was hocooning some tatas. This dusty sand weasel was memeing the entire time, and I checked, he's still alive. He's currently 27 and has lost most of his teeth, but he still has Hammy to chew his meals for him. Stoffel even has a...
He's 27. He's doing good. It looks like he's doing good. What? I mean, he's pretty cute. He is pretty cute.
Currently 27 and has lost most of his teeth, but he still has Hammy to chew his meals for him. Stoffel even has a son named Stumpy, guaranteeing that the family business is alive at least another generation. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother. If you ever wanted to meet Stoffel, you should probably get on that.
Oh yeah. Can you go meet him? Is it up to 26 years? In the wild, they live 7 to 8 years. Oh yeah, so he's getting up there. Getting up there.
And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Aww. They're so cute. Oh, this was such a good video. Oh, I love this. This was great. Loved it. These stories are wild though. I mean, but it doesn't surprise me though. Animals are so awesome. They're so smart. They just do so much cool shit all the time. It never gets old. It never gets old. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to go and subscribe and like all of Casual Geographic's videos because I really appreciate all the work and effort and everything that he does. He puts out good stuff. So be sure to go and give him lots of support. And I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next one.